Alright, hello. Welcome to another video. This is gonna be on the first video on Warframe 1999. There are not gonna be a lot of videos on Warframe 1999 from my channel because there's not a lot of new content when it comes to weapons and Warframes. The new tile sets are really nice. I really like the new tile sets, the aesthetics of it, the new enemy factions because there are two of them instead of one of them, which was a really pleasant surprise. The missions as well, the new capture mission is something I like a lot, and in general I can see for this foreseeable future the 1999 tile set will be something really good. For now it doesn't have much content, but because of the quest leaving us in a cliffhanger, it indicates that we are gonna be getting a lot more content on this update very soon as well. So really good. But, you know, as I said, not a lot of content when it comes to weapons and new Warframes. But we do have Cyto 9, which, if you're not aware of, he is really strong. A lot of people have made videos about him already, and I will leave the best one what I think is the best video in the description, because it is, first of all, from good friend and YouTuber IFVTA, and he basically explained all that you need to know about Cyto 9 within 8 minutes, while also showcasing how good his potential is. So doesn't waste your time, explains things very quickly, and gets things done. So that will be in the description if you want to watch it. But for today's video, and for my video, I am doing Nyx. Nyx and Trinity received some buffs. Not really reworks, mainly buffs. I could call Nyx's fourth ability completely reworked, to be honest, because it does function very differently. But overall, Trinity is okay. She's pretty good. Nyx is absolutely busted, though. Nyx is on another level. Nyx used to be one of the worst Warframes in the game. Had only one build that was viable, and it was not very good. It limited you a lot. Now she has two builds instead of one, first of all. At least two builds. You can go like multiple of builds on Nyx now, which is really great. And she has some crazy scaling, and she also has a lot, and I mean a lot, of iframes. So let's go right into it. So first of all, one important thing: her passive, new passive, gives her crit chance depending on how many enemies are radiation procced. It scales with affinity range, and so does her 4. So it's very important that you're using Vazarin when you're playing this Warframe, because Medding Unity increases your affinity radius by 25 meters. Vazarin does have Void Region as well, which makes you... Oh, not Void Region, sorry. Where is it? Protective Sling, this thing. When you can sling through yourself to give you immunity for 5 seconds and heal yourself for 60% of your maximum health. Now, this is good and all. You don't need it. You only pick Vazarin for the affinity range. And why is that? It is because your abilities now are absolutely insane. And I do mean it. Her new 4th ability is insane. So how does this new 4th ability function? First of all, you confuse enemies, right? So everyone just starts shooting each other. Depending on how many enemies are shooting each other within your affinity range, this ability just keeps stacking damage indefinitely as long as it lasts. And then the damage is dealt onto an area around you that goes up to 50 meters, which, guess what? It has no LOS checks. It goes through walls, through everything. Then it gives you a buff to your weapons that gives you 400% weapon damage, which is usually what you're gonna get on really high levels. And then it also gives you up to 6 seconds of invulnerability. This ability gives you weapon damage, a nuke, iframes, and more iframes. It's insane. It's genuinely ridiculous. And then the idea with this build, because you see on my Mori instead of my one, new Nyx one is just buff. It's just a buff to the damage that you mind freak someone or mind control someone. I don't remember how it's called, but you don't need that. This gives you overshields and overguard. This confuses everyone and they attack each other. Rolling guard gives you iframes. This gives you iframes and iframes. Omamori will help you by giving you iframes and giving you more overshield if you take damage to your shield. It is ridiculous. And because you have overshield, guess what? you can take whatever secondary weapon you want, and you can put Cascadia Overcharge, because you're constantly on Overshield. So every weapon that you use now has plus 300% crit chance. So what I'm gonna use is a Spore Laster, because I've already tried this, and this thing with red crits was really fun. it was really fun, so I want to see that again. And obviously I'm gonna get a Stalta, because I'm sure people would want to see the numbers. If you want to use weapons, depending on what weapon you're gonna invest, you probably want to use the corresponding arcane for fire rates to actually get the most damage out of your corresponding weapon. Right now I'm gonna invest into the Stalta a bit, because I don't really care about the fire rate onto my Spore Laser, and then obviously Molt Augmented. So strength is kind of a dumb stuff, but it's nice to have above 150% range, or strength, sorry. Because also if you have 125, I think, I don't know, or 120, you get the 100% defense reduction. Also, important note, this is not armor reduction, this is defense reduction. If your enemy has shields, this will shield strip them. It's great. And also, because Psychic Bolts seek out new targets, if there is a room full of Eximus enemies, and you press Psychic Bolts onto these Eximus enemies, you will armor strip them or shield strip them, and you will take part of their overguard. And then killing one of them will spread the Psychic Bolt to another one, and then that guy will give you an extra layer of overguard. So you can overguard over and over using this method. You'll see it in the mission as well, but enough yapping. Let's just go on the mission, because I'm sure you want to see it. The Warframe, she is crazy strong. And I'm not even joking. Also, I'm sure you saw those two swords, a orange one and a, I think blue one I had? Not sure. Oh no, I had a red one, my bad. An orange one and a red one. The orange one is for ability damage on enemies affected by radiation because of my 4th ability. And the other one is ability duration. So cast a Mamori, wait for enemies to clump up real quick, or the start of a mission, in my opinion. So we can solve this perfect. Cast Psychic Bolts, cast 3rd ability. Now you wait for a bit for the confusion effect to run out, and now you press 4. You don't have 4. Wait. I need energy. There we go. Now we press 4. And we're gonna see that the damage on the top right and absorb is now 183k, 200k, 210k, and boom. And because it goes through walls and everything, this is great to just absolutely destroy everything. Now, the one thing I will say is that you can take my build and reduce the range. I don't think you need the extra stretch. I think it goes a bit past the affinity range, but overall, it's really, really strong. So, cast this again. Now press 4. And now we see 100, 200k, 300k, 400k, 500k. And we have Cascadia Overcharge because Omamori, and then boom. And everything does. Arctic Eximus, the things don't go through the shield, but overall, you can see this is really, really strong. And the best part about it is why I use Omamori is that Omamori stacks are not consumed when you are on Absorb. I've tested this extensively and they don't. You can just keep the stacks. So you can just keep doing this and you see the damage, it just stacks up super quickly all the time. And then you get this, then you get Invulnerability, then you get crit chance to your secondary. Now look, I'm red critting with an exclamation point on his Spore Laser. I cannot normally do that. I really can't. Like, I really can't. But now, it's so easy. And you don't need Absorb to reach ridiculous high amounts like I did to make it do work. Because, look, even with the amount I got, I still got 6 seconds of invulnerability and the maximum damage of my weapon. So, even if you don't actually deal the nuke to one-shot everybody around you, you can still use this to simply start killing with your weapons. So regardless of what you decide to do, it's gonna be really, really good. So 200k, 210k, you destroy it, and now invulnerability, crazy damage to your weapons, like, it's ridiculous. It is really, really ridiculous. And you can just keep doing this. I don't think the new Nyx can die, is what I'm trying to get. And she also can nuke, which is just a big plus in my opinion. And it's a nuke without LOS checks, which is even better. So, you can imagine, because this scales with the enemy's damage, and because enemy density never goes down, but enemy Eximus units always go up in volume, this just gets crazier and crazier the more you play with it. It's very simple. Having armor strip also, having like so many things. It's just so many layers of invulnerability, safety, and damage stacked on top of each other. She is great. The one thing I have noticed is that sometimes the start of the absorb doesn't actually stack the damage in the very beginning, but even with that, you can still reach millions and millions of damage using this method without really trying. Acolyte coming, which is what I wanted. Gonna steal some overguard, some shields, gonna get some over shields, gonna confuse these enemies, stack a bit of my gun. Press my 4. Now Torment is stacking my damage. I have 1 million, 1.10, and obviously in the Acolyte we're not gonna do much, but you know, Spore Lasser with the extra crits, it's gonna absolutely one-tap it anyways, so... You see what I'm saying? She is incredibly strong. She is a very, very welcome surprise to be this strong for me, because I didn't expect her to be actually this good. And I really like her gameplay. She truly feels like Panos. Like you feel unkillable. You feel like you do crazy, crazy damage around the enemies, and the confusion effects, giving enemies 10 radiation procs so they do more damage to each other to stack with your 4th ability, is really, really nice as an addition. Like, overall, as a Warframe, she's crazy. Look right now, I have 4,000 overguard, 1,600 shields, and max health, and I can simply press forward to gain invulnerability whenever I want, and that will give me damage. And even if you're someone that is like a fan of the good old Assimilate augment, you can still just use the Assimilate augment, because guess what? He definitely said that Assimilate would get no changes, but that was a lie. Assimilate did get a really, really important change. So I ask of you, what is the best type of melee in the game right now? Some of you may say glaive, but the real ones and the ones that know will say hammers. Magistar, Architectron, all of these hammers, absolutely crazy right now. And you know why this is important? Because now Nyx can jump on Assimilate, so you can do slam attacks, heavy slam attacks. Before, you couldn't do heavy slam attacks. Now you can. And because of this, it just gets extremely crazy. Like, we'll put a Cane Fury, obviously, because, yeah. And then Wrathful Advance, and that's it. I also will use Ready Steel to increase the initial combo of my Titron, which, you know, pretty decent. Just standard slam build, I guess, type thing. In my opinion, the Assimilate buff has gone under the radar quite a bit. People have not really realized how big jumping for Nyx is now and how good slam attacks are. I mean, people know how good slam attacks are. People were running around slam attacking with Wukong for a very, very long time.
Your weapons make music.
But with Assimilate getting all these changes and not just costing energy per second now instead of scaling with the enemy's damage, it is in an incredibly good state. So you will see now, we can jump and slam attack. So now, Nyx is the new Wukong. I mean, I could keep doing this for 5 minutes. I wouldn't really care. You don't need to see me do this for 5 minutes. You already know how this is gonna go. And yeah, because of her passive being only for primaries and secondaries weapons, you don't really care about, you know, you don't really care about your passive working. You can completely dump range, completely dump Vazarin and everything, and just play with this. And just keep doing slam attacks while being completely invincible to enemies. Not sure how that worked, but sure. But yeah, you can imagine, for people that have Magistar Ravens and all that, you guys are eating good. You guys are eating very good right now. I already know. But it's really insane, yeah. It's really insane. Add some parkour stuff so that you can roll faster. Maybe you can like add arcane agility if you want, because if you do put arcane agility, your rolls will actually make you travel quite fast while still being invulnerable. It is a really nice tech that Nyx can utilize. Even old Nyx could utilize this, and it is something to keep in mind. So yeah. I'm just gonna show it real quick before I close the video off, because I do think that people would want to see that, and people would want to see how fast Nyx actually gets if she sacrifices a bit of her strength maybe, or a bit of her damage to gain mobility, because yeah, it's something very important. So arcane agility, and then if you really want, you could probably replace Augur's secrets and get some more parkour velocity in with, I don't know, mobilize, like whatever, lightning dash if you could do that, but you get my point. You don't need the strength here. You do have the damage already. Strength is just a stat that you get Wrathful Advanced Melee Critical Chance, and that's it. And you don't really need it for anything else other than that. But if you want, you can freely just go mobilize and completely sacrifice strength for a bit more parkour speed. But you know, also yellow shards, you can do that with yellow shards as well, and it's absolutely fine. Oh, an incursion. Okay, you know what? Sure, I can do the incursion and showcase this. And it's fully. And its full potential, rather. Sorry, drinking water. But, realistically, Nyx is buffed to hell, basically. And I haven't even showcased a build for her first ability with all the new stuff that we got with mods and shit. Because there are a lot of new mods that we got. So as you can see now, Arcane Agility is broken, and this is how fast you can roll now. You can roll pretty far. And because we can jump, this is unironically very fast. You can traverse the tilesets really quickly using this. So yeah, Void Cascade, where you need to move places from one point to another, this is your savior. And you can armor strip if you need to, obviously, to do like that crazy amount of damage that you can. And yeah, this is not even used in the Titron's passive ever. I'm just like playing. Trying to utilize the passive for Titron just to try and showcase that too. Maybe we get some funny electricity proc, but it doesn't really seem to be happening. Because if you trigger the passive once and there is a lot of enemy density in one spot, you can re-trigger the passive because the electric proc is going to kill the other enemies. But it doesn't seem to be happening because, you know, obviously we're dealing too much damage for the electricity procs to be killing people, sadly. But it is what it is. Let's try. We didn't keep the stacks. Damn it. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. You can clearly see, like, this is very funny. And this is not even with Magistar, which is the best weapon to slam attack with. This is with the Titron, a Riven modded Titron. A Riven modded Magistar, even a non-Riven modded Magistar, would be way stronger than this. It is insane. And, you know, with this happening, this change happening to Assimilate, a lot of people might think, wow, that's like... How did we not notice this, basically? Well, now you did. It's a game changer. How such a simple change, like increasing, not increasing, just letting you jump. How much it changed. They basically changed nothing on Assimilate, because energy, you never had issues up to level like 500 or anything when enemies started dealing some damage to you. But it's so dumb. Just being able to jump has such a big difference. And you know, being in a squad that maybe runs more ready steals, being in a squad that could be buffing you with Rhino Roars and all that, you could have way more damage. This is simply me going solo with Wrathful Advance. You could get way more damage than I'm getting right now. And because of all of the new stuff that is happening, Assimilate actually feels quite comfy. And I am so happy that I see some changes happening to this ability, because on my video criticizing the dev stream and all that, they specifically said Assimilate wouldn't be getting any changes, except it was. It actually did. And even through such a minuscule change, like this allowing you to jump, this can now happen. It's just so extreme. I love it. So yeah, with all the new stuff that we got about Nyx, I love her. I really like how she plays out. Look at this. I know that this is slam attack slop gameplay, which, you know, a lot of people in my Discord hate because it is, well, really brain tumor inducing gameplay, I could say, but you can imagine that you could do this with other weapons as well. You don't need to do this with these. You can take Exodia Contagion, you can take a Glaive, you can take a normal melee weapon, you can use air advantage on this, stay on the air, and use something like the, I don't know, the, what do you call it? Ah, the daggers. The Incarnate Dagger, I forgot. Oh fuck, whatever. The Incarnate Dagger for Retirement, anyway, I don't remember the name right now. Oh, yeah, wait. I almost did, but my brain is not working. It doesn't matter. But yeah, you see, like, because of Arcane Agility, it's proc right now, I can traverse through the Talus really fast without having issues.
You conquer the foe.
I didn't have to close my fourth ability to go to Extraction very quickly, I just went to Extraction very quickly. Them, that's the name of the gun, or the weapon. You can go air advantage, stay in the air, and use the Inotem. There is a lot of things you can do. And then if you don't want to go in melee build, but you want to go Assimilate, you can still do that. And you can use some weird tech, like with a lot of range, Assimilate, and all that stuff. But honestly, if you're using Assimilate, I do highly recommend the Wrathful Advance and Slam Attack technique. And if you want to use your normal guns, I recommend using this. Now, somebody wants to use Mind Control. I don't have a build. This was just to showcase the Cold Recharge method, which still works, by the way. But you don't need it right now. You have a way better nuke than Cold Recharge now, thankfully. So, yeah. Nyx, really good. definitely give her a try if you haven't. For those that don't have the Prime, it should come around very soon with the Prime Resurgence event. But yeah, amazing, amazing Warframe. And definitely expect more videos regarding the new Warframes and the new stuff that we got, with Trinity probably being the follow-up to this. But yeah, thank you everybody very much for watching. I'll have Discord and Twitch links on the description, and I'll see you on the next video.